Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Anna, and I am one third of the trio, uh, and I am a medical secretary. I am here to help guide you to creating a comprehensive medical database for yourself and your family. So, welcome, and let's get started. So, today, what I am here to talk about is being prepared for a doctor's appointment and how you should show up. Doctor's appointments, many of us go, we uh, take tests. The doctor will say everything looks fine, and we don't follow through. There's a lot of steps to being at a doctor's appointment, and oftentimes the wait time is so long that we just want to get in and get out of the office. But in the future, on your next visit, take a moment. Be prepared. Draft down some questions so you can have an effective conversation with your provider, especially your primary care provider. If they are ordering labs, find out what they are for. Make sure that you are taking notes for these tests. If the provider orders the test, there are certain tests that are necessary. Some of the labs will change as time goes on. Certain lab tests is routine, certain tests are added on based on age, based on things that you tell your provider you are experiencing. Be honest with your provider. If you feel off, if you feel sleepy, if you feel tired all the time, tell them. Too often we show up to the doctor's appointment. Oh, everything is fine, but my stomach's been bothering me. Your conversations should be, yes, time is limited at the doctor's office, but your time should be well spent, especially if you spend a great deal of time waiting in the doctor's office. Go in so that you are informed. Go in so that you are taking the best care possible for yourself. Many people don't know their blood type. So I ask you this question today. Do you know your blood type? If you don't, on your next visit, ask the doctor, is your blood type on file? If it's not, ask for the test to find out what your blood type is. You shouldn't wait till an emergency situation occurs. You should know your blood type, your children's blood type, your spouse's blood type. So that way you are prepared for what life brings. And there are things sometimes that don't agree with you, but you'll be able to pay better attention to how you are moving throughout your day when you are knowing, when you have the knowledge of your medical background. You are your best advocate. You know you best. The doctors will have a guide, but it's general. If this, then that. If this, go here. If that, prescribe this. But sometimes that's not the case. You know, um, Many women get prescribed iron pills after they give birth. For some people, it's not okay. It makes them sick. It sends them to the hospital. Is it typical? No. For some people, they are that one off. But if you notice certain things, if you notice you react a certain way to certain medications, tell the provider. When they are taking your vitals, when the medical assistant takes you into the office, also known as MA, and they're asking you your questions about your medication list, listen, pay attention, take a list with you if you have to, so that you can update your medication with them. Oh, don't show up and say, "Oh, nothing's changed." That's not a good answer because you don't know what they are seeing. That list sometimes states far back. and you haven't been to the office in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, and it feels like it was just yesterday you were there and you haven't been there in quite a while, take the time and listen, review. This is for you. It's really not for them. This prevents an error from happening. This prevents you from getting the wrong medication, the wrong dosage. It prevents you from having things that can cause a reaction or an interaction in your body. Showing up to the doctor's appointment is not for the doctor. Yeah, you're putting money in their pockets, but you are there for a reason. You should take the time to discuss. You should take the time to review. Make sure they have the right phone number on file for you. Make sure they have the correct address on file for you. Make sure that your emergency contacts are listed correctly. Make sure that they know the name, the relationship of the person, if necessary, and the right phone number. Way too often, as a person who works in the medical field, we have outdated information and contact becomes very difficult with the patient, and when you need to update them, you're not able to. When you have a test done, if they ask you to come back for a follow-up, go back. Whether it feels routine or it feels like, go back. You had a test done. You should be following up on the results. You should know exactly what they say. You should know if there's an impact, and you should know that it's not just okay. Oh, everything is no, okay. When you went in, what did you see? Were there any scars? Was there any bleeding? Was there anything out of the ordinary? Was it a clear passage? Was it cloudy? Uh, was the blood work levels on point, a little off? Are we in margin? Are we looking at markers for a person of my age? Is it general? You should have a good idea of what these results are and what they mean for you as the individual. Because again, you live in your body every single day. Every single day. I don't know if you're switching out bodies. I know I'm not. I know I walk in my body every single day. I wake up in it. I go out in it. I come back and go to sleep in it. I don't change it. So if I'm not paying attention, and when I go to the doctor and I don't express concerns, they cannot help me. They will prescribe the same old thing. They will say everything is fine. And you just had a 15-minute visit, a half-hour visit, a 2-hour wait room time spent. And, oh, okay. And you didn't address your concerns. You came out clueless. You don't know what's next. And you're just like, oh, by the time you go home, oh, I should have asked this. Oh, I didn't think about this. Oh, what's the next step? That's why I am an advocate of taking pen and paper to the doctor with me. When my late husband was diagnosed with cancer and it was lymphoma, I went on the internet. The worst thing, when I tell you the worst thing, don't Google it. I promise you, you are saving yourself a lot of headache. Do not Google it. I went in and I said, they said we were testing for lymphoma. It came out positive. So I sat down, okay, well, let's see what this is about. Let's see what treatments, let's see. And there were so many versions. L- Lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and then there were the stages that was involved. I had not a clue. And each thing I read became worse than the last. I went from bad to extremely terrified. My nerves were shot, you know, and I Googled. At that point, I realized that the internet is very vast. It gives you access to information, but sometimes it's not clear. So I grabbed a notebook, I grabbed a pen, and I jotted my questions. I jotted a question, skipped plenty of lines so that I can write down. And the doctors are speaking fast, so you want to take notes as much as possible. If the answer is unclear, if you did not get to write it down the way you can understand it, ask that they repeat the answer. It is part of your healthcare to understand the process. It is part of your healthcare to understand what is going on with your body. It is part of healthcare to have a provider that delivers quality, caring care. Listen, in this day and age, everything moves fast, and I know it. In this day and age, it's the role because so many people need to get in, so many things are required. But your time is just as valuable. Your health is just as valuable. You are your own advocate. If you don't have a conversation or if you are not comfortable with speaking to your provider, why are you there? What are you accomplishing? How is it working out for you when you are not able to have a conversation with them? That's not effective care. There's nothing in that is effective health care. They prescribe a medication. Ask questions. When you get the pamphlet about the side effects, read it because these side effects are very real. They speed through them on the commercials, whether it's on the television or on the radio, or they speed through the side effects. And they will only disclose the ones that were prevalent during testing. And if there is one or two, maybe 5% that experience something that seems minuscule, they will not disclose it on the commercial, but it might be listed in that pamphlet. Suicidal tendencies. Some of these medications make you feel like you're losing your mind and you have no idea where it came from. But you have to have that conversation. You have to be a participant. You have to show up in your day to day. You have to show up when you go up to these appointments. It's not just show up in body and not be there mentally. And if you are not capable of showing up and grasping all of the information or having it uh, register, bring someone with you. Bring someone with you that is capable. You have that right. You're not. Sometimes we don't want people in our business, and I get it. But you have family, you have friends, you have people who care for you. And if you're not able to process what's going on when you go to these appointments, bring someone. There is no shame in it. You have nothing to lose. When I tell you nothing, nothing to lose by bringing someone with you. You have everything to gain. Because when you miss something, you might miss something that's extremely vital, extremely important. So don't shortchange yourself by not bringing someone with you. And then you walk out of these appointments feeling lost, feeling despair, feeling panicked, and alone. You will not get healthy that way. You cannot get healthy that way because you are not able to process and grasp what needs to be done sometimes. So bring someone with you. Allow someone to come and help you out. Not everything has to be done alone. I'm a medical secretary, I'm a caregiver, but first and foremost, I have to take care of myself. So when I go to my appointments, I ask a lot of questions. I had one doctor one time say to me, "Oh, did you go to medical school?" No, but I want to be healthy. I want to live a fulfilled life. I want to be able to play with my children and my grandchildren and attend events where I can dance away the night and not feel like I'm crumbling after 10 minutes of dancing or 10 minutes of running around. No, that's not a quality of life. So I show up. I show up to my appointments. I show up with my notes. Uh, I'm I document what I'm feeling so that I can ask questions. You know, I had an issue for a long time where I'm not a sleeper. I don't sleep. Uh, I sleep, but I can go. I can run on a day throughout the day, 3 hours, 4 hours of sleep, and I'm okay. Is it healthy? Absolutely not. I mentioned it many moons ago to a doctor, and this is something I've been experiencing since high school. And I mentioned it many moons ago to a doctor, and he didn't say anything about it. Bypass. And this is where I was learning uh, the importance of being an advocate for myself. Because I was young, I think I was in my 20s, and he brushed it off as, well, as long as you don't feel tired and you're not forgetting things throughout the day, you're fine. Fast forward to now in this age and time, I am still experiencing that. And now I feel a little bit tired. Didn't think to mention it to my provider now, being that I spoke to one way back when. But in having a conversation with my brother-in-law, he was like, "Yeah, I think you should talk to your doctor about that." And instantly I was like, "Yeah, I think I should." Because back then, I didn't know how to advocate for myself. I didn't know the importance of asking questions about, well, what's the potential harm of not being able to sleep for that 7 hour, 8 hour period? I didn't think about those things because I was young and I was able to, hang out all weekend and get up and go. And it's not a thing, but it can be a thing because I could do it all the time. And that type of lifestyle is not something you should be able to do all the time. So I had a conversation with my provider and he gave me things to do. Sometimes I do them and I notice the difference. I notice the difference. I just have to become consistent and be a active participant now in the aftercare from the provider's office. But I did have the conversation and I took down my notes. And I came home the first few days and I did it and it was better. There are things that are so minor that you need to do. There are things that are easy, so easy to put into practice. But the question is, what are you willing to do to have a healthy life? Showing up to your doctor's appointments in spirit, mind, and body, key, key. Have the discussion. If you are not comfortable with that provider, it's time to find another one because that means you are not honest with that provider, and you need to be honest with your doctor. You need to be honest with what you're eating, what you're drinking, um, if you're smoking, if you're hanging out all night, if you're not able to sleep, if you have constant, you need to be honest with your provider because sometimes it's a minor change in lifestyle, a minor change in eating habits, a minor change in what you're drinking that could make a world of difference. Do not shortchange yourself. Do not give yourself this hard day's life when you don't have to. You really don't have to. Sometimes when we address things at the very beginning, you are doing yourself a great service. Get get the necessary tests at the age requirements. If you are experiencing something, do not delay. Do not say I'm not doing this because I am embarrassed. Do not say I'm not doing this because it doesn't feel comfortable. That 2 seconds, that 2 minutes, that 10 minutes of discomfort saves you a lifetime of pain, a lifetime of tears, because now you are in this regret mode. Oh, I should have and I could have. And take the time today. It's the beginning of the year, it's the second month. We are literally into the second week of February, or the third week, second week of February. Take the time. If you haven't made an appointment with a primary care physician, even if you don't have one, get out and find one. Get out and find one. Take your blood work. Find out what your baseline is. Find out what your blood type is. It's important. Be prepared. Be prepared. I promise you, you will feel so much better when you know what is going on. You will feel so much better when you've had everything done, especially if you are a parent, especially if you are a grandparent. And when you are older and you have children who are adults, let them know what's going on. If not them, your niece, your nephew, somebody should be aware. I had an appointment today. The doctor said this to me. Had an appointment today, and this is how I felt about it. Have that conversation. I check with my elders every time I know that they're having an appointment that I'm not a part of. I follow up with them. How did it go? What did the doctor say? Did he order any tests? Did you feel comfortable? Did you talk to the doctor? I ask these questions and I pull answers because I don't want to be blindsided. Your family should not be blindsided. And sometimes, yeah, we want to save them. Sometimes we want to protect them. But how much protection are you doing when you are not honest with them? Show up, be present, be an advocate for yourself. So that way you don't end up in a place where you don't need to end up. It is so hard sometimes to go to these appointments. But at the end of the day, you gain so much. When I tell you you gain so much, you gain so much. So, what I'm going to do right now, I am going to take a minute to talk about showing up to the doctor's appointment in a brief segment. When you arrive, stop telling the secretaries in the front nothing is to change. Nothing is change. Everything is stop. Stop, stop, stop. One, they are doing their job by asking these questions. Two, you forget there are changes. There are many pharmacies in New York right now that are closing up, that have closed up, and you have not been to the provider in 7 months, 8 months, had not needed a medication, a refill, or whatever the case may be, and your pharmacy is not updated. That's part of a change. Somebody who is on your emergency care list may not be around anymore. They may have moved, they may have passed. Take the time. Stop saying everything is the same. It helps no one. It helps no one. You they're frustrated because they can't do their job. They're also frustrated because they know for a fact that there's been so many changes that it's hard to keep up with. But if the patients are not showing up with the information, it's hard to get it. If a doctor sends you to a specialist, know who your primary care doctor is and their phone number. Know their first name, know their last name. Show up. There's no reason that you are seeing a doctor and you don't know their name. especially if they're your primary care doctor and they've been your primary care doctor for at least a year. Nothing is the same. Every year there are changes of some sort. Review it and show up with your insurance cards. Your insurance cards belong on your person. They don't belong at home. It serves nobody at home. Your insurance card should be in your bag, in your wallet, somewhere on your persons. And if there's one card assigned to the family, the person who is the primary carrier should have it, and everyone else should have a copy of their card. Stop not showing up to your appointments. Show up to your appointments. Show up and be fully engaged. Nothing is the same. There are changes constantly. You've grown another year. You've grown. You've changed. Show up. Stop saying everything is the same. If they ask you to provide the information, please just provide it. It makes the video that makes the visits better, and it creates a successful environment for you and the people that are treating you. With that being said, I'm glad that you came by. I'm glad that you stopped by, whether it's live, whether it's on the recording. But this Saturday, February 21st, I want to invite you guys to join us to take a look at the power of attorney. We will walk you through how to fill it out. We're doing this because way too many people do not have a power of attorney. Way too many people don't even know what it is. And we have a lot who have not even thought about who would take care of certain things in case they're not able to. So, we will be posting the link on our Facebook page, on our personal pages, on YouTube, so that you could register. But we encourage you, if you don't have a healthcare a power of attorney, stop by. It's only an hour. You can ask questions. We will do our best to answer them, but find out what it is. Get the ball rolling. Time is not ours, but we exist in it. So you could do your family a great service by laying it down. Verbal means nothing. It means nothing if you don't write it down. So let's get things together. Let's make things work the way they should. Leave that legacy of empowerment for your loved ones. And if you don't have loved ones, you have friends, I'm sure. They are your loved ones that care for you. Make the process easy for all. Do not sell yourself short. Again, I say you'd be amazed, but you would, of how many people are around that do care, that would show up. But you have to equip them with the knowledge and the power to deliver your wishes. So, with that being said, I'll be back. The trio is here. Reach out to us if you need assistance. You could speak to us together. You could speak to us as individuals. We have all of our entities in place to help you be successful in living. So, with that said, I love you guys. Have a great day.